Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is July 8th, 2021, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Apple stock is on its all-time record highs, but will it go higher? We're going to discuss that in just a second. There is no major economic event scheduled for today. So as we look at the various sectors, starting out with the currencies, we're watching the US dollar strengthen across the board versus the major pairs. And looking at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ retraced and sold off a bit yesterday. Looking at commodities, oil continues its sell-off while gold pretty much unchanged. And looking at the stocks, we got a mixed bag. Some things are strong, some things are weak, but Apple has remained strong. Okay, we mentioned that yesterday. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin, retraces to the bottom of the range. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go with the Euro USD at a daily chart. And sure enough, yesterday we were trading at 18.25. We were supposed to hold this line, and we did not. Okay, we broke down further to 117.96. Now, this is not a big deal. It's not a big trade. It's not a lot of pips, but it's psychologically very big because we are below 118, which 118 has been, historically speaking, a lot of, let's just call congestion, okay? It's been around this 118, 117-ish level for quite some time. So it's still within the range, okay? The next real major support level is 1762. Further than that, it's 1670 on the downside. Now, on the upside, we do have some resistance at 119-ish level. So this could continue trading within these two areas. Now, what I do want to highlight is that when we look at the across the board, Aussie dollar also selling off to it, that low over there. If we look at the GBP USD, also selling off to that low, and the Canadian dollar getting so weak versus the USD, right? It's inverse, it's USD CAD, so it's actually being traded and quoted as Canadian dollars. So it's 125 to $1, and you could see how much we've actually weakened versus the USD over the past, I would say, 2 months. So with that said, it's something to consider looking into the next quarter. Now, this is all happening as the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ a little bit off their highs, and this is why it's becoming a little bit interesting. Now, looking at gold, okay, pretty much unchanged here, 1796, a little bit of a sell-off this morning from 1800, but nothing big, okay? We maybe could see it go back to the 1780-ish level. Okay, 1781-ish level. Okay, that would be my next support level. Resistance is right here at 1880, and we're somewhere in the middle. So no high probability trades there. Now looking at oil breaking down to 72.08. Now this is lockdown, no lockdown, we had a nice rally on the upside, and this may be a turn. As you see, the selling is much quicker and much faster. I mean, we went from 66 to 76 in a span of 2 months, and yet we're selling off in a span of 2 weeks. You know, not even a week and a half, let's say, okay, from $76 down to 72. So, you know, that's a significant move for just a few days of trading, okay? So just keep this in mind, looking at it later today, if it's going to actually bounce around this area. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, a little bit of a sell-off yesterday after hitting 34,588, and looking at the NASDAQ, still relatively very strong after hitting all-time record highs at 14,871. Now, why is it doing this? Well, because the FANG stocks are still very strong. Looking at Apple's 142.56 on its dead highs. Okay, it may happen today where it breaks above that 143, and then we're going up to 150. Okay, we saw that with what happened to Amazon. We saw what happened with Microsoft and Facebook, and possibly this is going to be Apple's turn. Now, looking at the Facebook and Apple and all those, they did take a little bit of a sell-off yesterday. Microsoft as well sold off a bit. Okay, and if we look at Amazon also a little bit of a sell-off. So we're seeing this rotation in the markets where, one day it's Amazon, one day it's Facebook, one day it's Microsoft, and perhaps today is going to be the day for Apple. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin selling off nicely to 33,000. Remember, we do have support around here, so to jump into this for the long side for a possible bounce could be a really decent play. Just ease into it, okay? Don't build the position too aggressively. So this is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.